This is Rúben for Sports World.
Rúben, welcome to Sports World. Thank you for joining us today. Now, everyone knows Rúben Diaz, the footballer, but we want to get to know Rúben away from the game. Can you tell us a bit about who you are off the pitch?
Oof, I think that's a complex question. Maybe I go for the simple answer. I'm just enjoying my passion, doing what I love. It has become my life, and I love what I do. At the end of the day, I don't like to complicate things. I'm a very simple person. I like what I like. I live by that. I live very close with the people I love, and I'm happy that way.
Now, it's often said that we are a product of our environment. What do you remember about your early years and what was life like growing up?
Well, I was always very driven. I was always very focused on my dream. I think I even kind of missed out willingly, but I kind of missed out on some normal youth issues you normally have. Not issues, but just situations, as in caring about friendships, caring about even your young relationships, and yeah, it was all because of that focus I told you about my dream, and I guess I was just willing to sacrifice everything for it. I was very happy, and I wouldn't change a thing. I was very conscious and aware when the time was on, and yeah, I was just following what my passion was.
That must seem like a distant memory for you now. And it's easy to overlook the fact that when you moved to Manchester, you're still, very young. But obviously it has been a while now. But what do you miss most about home?
Well, Lisbon is my paradise. It is now, it was before, and it will always be. In a way, I'm very obviously grateful for many things that happened since I left. But I think, and also kind of putting work aside, I am most grateful because I feel like since I left, I appreciate it 3 times more, 5 times more, everything that I left behind, as in Lisbon. And I know how beautiful it is, much better now than I knew before, because it was just there and it was my normal. But yeah, obviously a lot changed since I came here. I embrace it. Obviously, Manchester is a very different city to Lisbon, but I believe that if you're happy at work, you can be happy everywhere. So I found my happiness here.
And do you see a future back in Lisbon?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, it will always depend. It will always depend. Life can take you so many different ways, and obviously, I've got my wills. I've got things that make sense to me, but at the end of the day, will also depend on what the person I might be with, as in building a family. What's on her mind as well. But yeah, definitely, Lisbon is, I think, a very good option. Yeah.
And since you arrived, you've achieved just about everything there is to achieve. When you take a step back and look at the last 5 years, how do you reflect on the decision to come to Manchester?
Well, I still remember. Obviously, I was in a very good place before I came, as in being at Benfica, and I was always very clear with my agents that I would only move for that place that would allow me to take over, as in a place that would allow me to be the most myself and show myself to the world. And when the opportunity came over, there was not much to think about. It was a clear choice, and obviously, with 4 years and a half, I'm on my fifth season now. Looking back now, thinking that it could have been better, it's difficult. And yeah, obviously, I'm still young. I'm still 27, about to be 28, and I've still got a lot to give, and a lot of passion, and a lot of will to be here and be involved and be at the highest level. But yeah, obviously it is important, everything that I've conquered, in so many ways, but especially as in forward thinking way, as in yes, I've done all this, but I feel recharged because of all that I've done for what's going.
Settling in off the pitch is often as important as settling in on the pitch. How have you found life in Manchester?
The kind of work I do kind of makes it easier because with all the games, trainings, everything, you end up being quite busy. And then whenever you get that time off, well, you'll have your small pleasures. I love to have my dinner out. I love to spend time with the people I love. I love a movie. Love to be on my series. Love to go and see a good concert. But mostly it's a kind of a performance thinking. You're thinking about the next rest and the next day, when the next training, the next game. So I would say I ended up staying home quite a lot, and I love it. I won't say I don't. I do. And yeah, the rain helps it being cozy.
Now, you've touched on the weather, which obviously lets us down a little bit here in the UK, but is there anything that you've brought from home to make life in Manchester a little bit more special?
Well, to be honest, life changed. It's actually the first time someone has asked me that. Life changed even more in that sense because when I came, I always lived with my family, and I think the fact that my parents were very open and flexible about a young man that is living his life and is growing up, both me and my brother, we always felt the comfort to stay and never have felt the need to go. And actually, when I came here, it was the first time I moved on my own. Even for me, that was a new experience as well. I was very used to being around family only, and it was the first time, I believe, I started to go for my dinners alone and to my cinemas alone, and I enjoyed that. I enjoy the peace and quiet. I enjoy the peace of mind. I believe that you can only ever be good together with someone if you're good on your own. So I think I really dig deep in it, and yeah, I'm happy now, and I was happy all the way. Yeah.
Obviously, we're here today to capture you through the lens of sports world, but I'd like to talk a little bit about fashion. It's become a massive part of football, and you're renowned for the way that you dress. Where does that sense of style come from?
Well, I think it's just the influences you've got. I don't know, as in music, movies, comedy shows, whatever. Countries you pay more attention. I would say me and my brother, in a way, were always very American influenced by what we see, by what we listen, and I believe he just kind of grew with it. And yeah, it's something I like. It's something I don't pay too much attention because everyone's got their style, everyone's got their taste, and I just appreciate the differences, I would say. And obviously, I have my own pleasure on dressing the way I feel good. But yeah, I think it's an all rounder, just appreciating the different ways to see it.
You mentioned differences there, and I think it's fair to say you dress a little different to most footballers, to be honest with you. And would you say that's a fair observation?
Yeah, maybe I would say so. I do try and stay away from the trends. I am what I am, and I dress how I feel, and I dress what I like. But I don't really love to go on the trend, especially when it's just everyone doing it. I think it loses a bit its magic. But deep down, you just do what you do, kind of independent of everything. So yeah.
Obviously, it's a long way away. You mentioned you're only 27, nearly 28. But have you given any thought to life after football?
Yeah, I guess well, not guess, for sure I have, I think, since I'm like, what, 18, 17, I've given thought to it. Because I think in every career, you can do as good as you can and as good as you'll be able to, but a big part of all that is how you end it as well. And even after how you end it, how you pursue or how you keep on going with your life, how healthily you able to make that transition, because we know that there are many examples in which that transition was not the smoothest, and it was actually a hard period, because at the end of the day, we've been living this life, myself, since I'm 8, And I think to detach from the routine to a completely different life, it's a challenge, and it's one that's why, in a way, I've always thought about it since young, because the more prepared you are, the more you've already seen it, imagined it, I guess the more ready you will be for when it comes. I have many dreams, I have many feelings, ones I'm still to build, ones I'm still to mature, but I love education. I love, obviously, even within my own investments, taking care of the sustainability of my family in the future. It's something that gives me a lot of pleasure. It gives me adrenaline. I get excited when thinking about it. But yeah, I think many answers are still to be received along the way. But yeah, I do spend quite a long time thinking about it. I like it.
I'd like to circle back to your football career for a moment. With all the titles, the individual accolades, the big moments, how do you reflect on your career so far?
I'm in a very good place. Obviously, I've won everything you can win in England. But a legacy is about a lot more than what you've already won, and what you're about to maybe win in the future. It's just about the way you conduct yourself along all the way. And I'm a big believer that out of all the trophies, all the trophies I've won, trophies I'm still to win, I think by the end of my career, the thing I will want to be telling my children is that your dad never stopped. Your dad was that resilient and that consistent and that serious whenever he was um, he was following his passion, and that's something I want to bring on to them. And yeah, obviously it's beautiful, and it's special to add the titles I've already had, and hopefully we'll add even more. But for me, it's about the way you are. It's a way of being, and that's, I think, will be my biggest prize.
With so much already behind you, it's quite difficult to imagine what the future has in store. But what is next for Ruben Diaz?
We'll find out. A lot of running, a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, a lot of dreams, a lot of ambition. I know. I'm 27. I've conquered a lot, and I've done a lot in my life. But there's so much more to do. As in work, as in personally. I've always wanted to build a family, and I think that will occupy a very special place in my life as well. You can expect a Ruben that will just throw himself at life in every possible sense, in every possible way. Because in the end, it's all about how much you love to live life. And life, it's not perfect. It's at most a perfect imperfection, and I love all the bits, even the hardest ones, because they make us appreciate more what we have safe around us. So,
How did you find the experience working with the team on the shoot today?
oh, I hated it. No, it was obviously a good experience. I think I generally think the shoot is gonna be much above my expectations, and it was a good surprise. Obviously, it was the first time I met everyone, and I think we can expect something really nice coming out. It was a pleasure.